Hello and welcome back for another edition of the Games of Our Lives with Mike and Chris. My name is Chris. Joining me again this week is Mike. How you doing, Mike?
Chris, I am doing great. We record this on a Thursday, so I'm just about ready to sit down and watch pretty much the nerdiest thing I watch all year.
Us recording a podcast together?
Somehow nerdier. The NFL draft.
Oh, is that some sort of sports thing?
Yeah, it's my secret shame though. I'm a sports fan, and the NFL draft, the jocks versus nerd thing, right? And the jocks looking down on nerds. That's totally invalidated if you just bring up the NFL draft existing.
Oh yeah, and the fact that stats are a thing.
Oh yeah, and it's 3 full days of like power rankings and who would beat who in a fight. It's wonderful.
But I have some bad news for you.
Oh, it's
not a secret anymore. Tens of people may hear this.
What?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh no, this is mortifying.
Now 3 people and 2 porno bots will know.
Well, the porno bots might already know, but that's beside the point.
Well, they assume. So, what have you been playing this week?
So I finally got around to finishing Zelda: Link Between Worlds.
Okay.
The 3DS Zelda game. Have you played any of the Zelda handhelds?
I have the Ocarina of Time remaster, and I have Link Between Worlds. I have not opened it yet.
Oh, okay. So they're fantastic. I mean, pretty much every Zelda handheld game has been really good. Even the ones, I think they're originally made by Capcom. I think the Oracles and the Seasons games.
That sounds about right.
But they're pretty much, it's you almost take them for granted at this point how good they are. Or at least I do.
Yeah, no, I've heard very good things. I wanted to wait to boot that one up until I played Link to the Past, which I have not.
Oh, okay. So that actually makes a lot of sense, because when you play this one, it does feel a lot of memories of Link to the Past. Even the name itself is kind of a reference to it.
Yeah, I think it's like a very rare direct sequel in the Zelda universe.
Yeah, I think there actually is some grand timeline that all these games do take place in some sort of order. I don't really know the timeline. Fortunately, you do not need to know the timeline.
Yeah, they're all pretty well encapsulated, but there is a 300-page book that outlines the Zelda canon somewhere. It exists.
I believe it. But if you haven't played Link Between Worlds, pretty much every Zelda game now, especially for the handhelds, has to have a gimmick.
Yeah.
Like Minish Cap, you were little. There's one of them, you were in a train. This one, you can flatten yourself against the wall like a painting and sort of walk along the walls.
Yeah, and become a hieroglyph.
Yeah, it's kind of a fun way of showing off maybe what the 3D stuff can do. It's not required. You don't need to play it in 3D to play.
Yeah, I've heard good things about like the new 3DS's 3D tracking stuff, but I've not tested it out myself.
No, me neither.
Because the normal 3DS 3D kind of gives me a headache.
No, and Nintendo already, they got me for 2 3DSs already. I'll be damned if I'm gonna buy a third one.
But
I say that now. I will definitely end up buying a third one.
But the nub.
That's true. But amiibo support.
Oh yeah, you need that for all those amiibos you have.
Right, but hey, someday I might get amiibos.
Sure.
And that's sort of the Nintendo version of the nefarious. Although Nintendo actually is starting to put out DLC now for some of their games, so they're no longer innocent of that.
That's true. But mobile games are coming soon, so get ready.
And you know what? If they keep making games as good as the Link Between Worlds, I'll probably end up paying for them.
Yeah, I really enjoy a lot of the Nintendo handheld stuff over the console stuff. I'm still plugging away at Bravely Default, which is really good. So
how about you, Chris? What have you been playing?
This has been a rough week, so I did a lot of like comfort gaming where I went back to games that I've played before just because I didn't have to think about them. I plugged away at some more Deus Ex, and I played some Crypt of the Nectar Dancer, which with the final art assets is still really great. But in the interest of discussing something different, I wanted to talk about Sid Meier's Starships, which is a game that came out a couple of months ago in the Beyond Earth canon. You familiar with Starships?
Yeah, I've seen videos of it. Basically, it's the same. It's similar to Civilization, correct? That would be the closest analog.
No, Starships is not. Starships is weird. So, just for starters, I have it on Steam. It is clearly designed for like iPad and mobile. There's just no way around that. It is obviously a mobile game that has been ported to PCs. I don't know if it's coming out on mobile or if it did already, but it's a mobile game. It's like those the other Sid Meier's, like the World War II plane games. Those are actually pretty good. But those are primarily mobile games. But so you've played Empire at War, right? Star Wars Empire at War.
Was that the one where you build armies?
Yeah, it's the galaxy-wide RTS thing.
Yes, I have played that one. I was getting it confused with Force Commander. Yeah, but yes, I have played it. Yeah,
so it's a lot like that, except minus the ground combat aspect. So you have a galaxy. You are representing one of the three ideologies from Civilization Beyond Earth, and you choose one of the representatives, the Civ leaders from that game, to essentially go out and explore the galaxy. So it's a galaxy map. You have a fleet of ships that you can build and upgrade, and you go from planet to planet, currying favor by doing missions in this hex combat, which is probably featured in a lot of the trailers and videos. And all of the missions in this game are essentially 90% of them are just kill all of the opposing AI ships. So there's not a lot of mission variety there. Apart from the combat, you can build up the planets with cities, generic cities, to just sort of give you more resources per turn. Resources you use to buy like science perks, build and upgrade your ships, buy food so you can build more cities, etc.
Okay, so this to me sounds a lot like Sins of a Solar Empire.
Yes, except that it is not as real-time strategy.
Okay, so do you manage one fleet, or are you managing groups of units?
It's just one fleet that you are taking from planet to planet, and when you've curried enough favor with the system, it joins your alliance. You get the classic Civilization border expansion, and then you have that system forever unless you're warring with another AI player. If this system was incorporated into Beyond Earth, the original Beyond Earth game, then, and in an interesting way, it would have improved that game immeasurably, but separately, they're both kind of disappointing. I mean, Beyond Earth is a very good Civilization 5 mod.
So it's at some point,
that's pretty much all it is.
So it sounds like at some point they're going to come out with like Civ 5 Game of the Decade edition that's going to be one integrated game. Civilization, when you beat that, it turns into Beyond Earth. When you beat that, it turns into Starships.
Pretty much that's the progression, except Starships is not as fully realized as Beyond Earth is. Now, I enjoyed Beyond Earth, but really it's just a very good Civ 5 mod. So I'm kind of hesitant to sort of immediately buy anything with Sid Meier's name on it now until I see what it is. Just because, the promises of Beyond Earth and Starships were kind of a letdown.
Strong words.
I mean, they're good games, but they are not they should have been one game together. I think.
How much was Starships?
I think I got it for like $10. It's pretty cheap because it's pretty much one note. One of the big problems I had with this is my first run through I played on easy, which is far too easy, and then bumping that up to the next difficulty level is so drastic a change that it's demoralizing.
Oh, that's never fun.
Yeah, it's a weird little game.
I mean, how many hours did you put into it, and you feel like you're done?
I think I put like 5 or 6 hours into it, and I basically played one full round, and I don't know if I'll ever go back to it.
Okay, so it doesn't have quite that Civ 5 hundreds and hundreds of hours type hook.
No, it does not. There's just no depth there. I mean, you do a couple of missions and you've done all of the different mission types that there are, and like the art assets are nothing special. Each of the 3 ideologies gets a different style of starship, but realistically they're just different colors of the same design.
Oh, it's never encouraging.
Yeah, it's kind of a bummer. But looking forward, Michael, what are you looking forward to?
All right, well, I'm going to give, for people who have stuck with us this long, give you a nice little free recommendation. Or I shouldn't say it's free. I played this cool little indie game over the weekend. It's a pay what you want game.
Okay.
It's called Elbow Room. Have you ever heard of it?
Never.
So I'm going to give you the website, and I'm going to try not to giggle, but it's deepdarkhole.com.
Okay, that makes sense.
No, nothing nefarious there. No reason to clear your internet history after going there, certainly.
Well, hold on a second. So, elbow, deep dark hole. I'm not liking where this is going.
Oh, but you will. No, but it's basically it's a party game. The controller, it's a single keyboard that everyone shares, and there's the only limit on players is really the amount of keys on the keyboard.
Okay.
Since basically what happens is when you crowd around the keyboard, you try to get as many people as you can around it. You pick your one key. All players in a round sort of have a slice of the pie that has their key on it, and then there's basically a hand, like a clock hand that sort of loops around. When it's in your area, you hit your button. And
okay,
and that's it. That's the game. If you hit it twice, it reverses direction. If you miss, you get dinged. If you get dinged too much, you're out. And then the pie, basically the amount of players shrinks, and then you have a larger section. And as the hand moves faster and faster and faster, eventually it's some.
So it's duck goose.
That's actually it's very appropriate. It's a ton of fun. Like I said, it's pay as much as you want. So I would absolutely recommend throwing a couple bucks.
That's pretty cool. That's definitely like a weird little alt game. That's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a game you're going to sit there and play for hours, but just...
Well, I imagine it'd be kind of boring single player.
No, I went to GameFAQs. I started writing up the pro strats.
Okay, good.
No, it's definitely...
What kind of ASCII art did you make for the header?
It's actually a Blastoise I took from another GameFAQs.
Okay, did you make sure to say only post this on NeoSeeker and GameFAQs?
Oh my god, I didn't. Oh, how embarrassing.
Well, shit, your shit just got narked.
Oh man. Now everyone will distribute it and surely make money off of me.
Yeah, it's awful.
No,
that sounds really cool.
Yeah, it's, pretty much in the amount of time we've been talking about it is longer than you would need to really explain it to anybody. You pretty much look at it and instantly get it, and you don't need to be particularly skilled or knowledgeable about games. It's you're hitting one button.
It sounds like it'd be perfect for like the Jackbox Party Pack.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's just sort of the fun. The people you're playing with, you're pretty much as close as can be because you're all crowding around the one keyboard, so it's kind of fun.
Yeah, how many people did you end up playing with?
I think the most we had was 9 people around the keyboard.
Okay, that's cool. That's interesting. I imagine. Well, yeah, no, I can't even picture that. That's a lot of people.
It is, and it's not something you really would normally think about, but it was good times.
Yeah.
How about you, Chris? What are you looking forward to?
So the second act of Broken Age, the Double Fine Adventure Kickstarter game, came out earlier this week, and if you've purchased Act 1 on Steam, you automatically get Act 2. So if you haven't played it, you now have the full experience, which is what I was waiting for, because everything I've heard said that it is a great adventure game. If you play it in one sitting and without the year wait between Acts 1 and 2. So I picked that up at a sale a while ago, so I'm looking forward to dipping into that. It should be a great couple hours. I don't have a lot of history with adventure games, but I do like a lot of a lot of them, like the Telltale stuff and so forth. So I am looking forward to dipping into that. And
there is sort of a second renaissance of adventure games. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, it's definitely not the classic point and click stuff anymore. It's more of that Telltale style. I mean, Telltale has, I think, 12 different franchises now going.
They just signed with Marvel,
that they're working on. Yeah, that's number 15, I think. Wow. Yeah, they do. I'm exaggerating, but they've got, let's see. Well, Walking Dead is done. I don't think they're doing any more of that. I don't think they're doing any more Fables. Wolf Among Us. So they've got Minecraft, Game of Thrones.
Oh man!
Now Marvel. What else?
That's just an unfair portfolio in terms of money making.
They just. I mean, how big is their company now that they have all of those projects essentially going on at once?
I feel like they could, if they could put out like a Marvel Minecraft and charge try to get little kids just straight up steal money out of their parents' pocketbooks, and they'd get it.
Yeah, it's weird. I have a lot of those Telltale games in my queue. I need to get to them at some point. So. Other than that, I've been a game from Codemasters, Dirt Rally, was quietly released into early access earlier this week. It's a driving game, and I have a weakness for driving games. So that
is that out for PC or consoles?
Yeah, it's on Steam. Early access on Steam.
So what's your setup for racing games on the PC?
I would probably just use a controller. I'd love to get a wheel, but I can't justify it.
That's just from playing Gran Turismo on the PlayStation. It seems like either you invest $300 in the wheel or you're kind of disappointed. Yeah,
there's a huge, like on the PC particularly, there's a huge sim community, like with the iRacing stuff. And there's another game coming out later in May called Project Cars, which is this crowdfunded Gran Turismo level sim game that the team has been working on for many, many years. So it's finally coming out, and there are a lot of people excited about that. And I know a couple people who do the iRacing thing, which is insane to me because you have to pay a lot of real money to get into a league, and the races take like 6 hours. Ooh. And if you rub up against somebody too much, you are disqualified.
Oh, that's harsh.
Yeah, it's weird, and there are people that spend thousands of dollars on their wheels and seats and pedals and stuff, and I'm like, that'd be cool.
Still cheaper than buying a nice enough car to go out to race.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, this is coming from a guy who dropped $150 on a flight stick, so I can't really talk.
And that's true. When we're at St. Peter's Gate, giving our gaming sins, we really can't judge others.
I mean, I have I gave $100 to Star Citizen, so whenever that comes out, I will be in heaven. But yeah, I at least can use my stick for my fight stick for Elite Dangerous, which is fun.
All right, so I forgot about one. Speaking of games that came out recently, I saw Shovel Knight was released for the Xbox One and the PS4.
Oh yeah, they had their weird tie-in characters in those.
Yeah.
I think the PlayStation had Kratos and the Xbox had the Battletoads for some reason.
Yeah,
I guess
apparently-
because Microsoft owns Rare, so that kind of makes sense. But who likes Battletoads?
Well, I mean, if you've played Shovel Knight, it's a phenomenal game. First of all, if you haven't played it,
I still have to finish it, but I'm in the middle of it.
So the whole thing is basically a love letter to that era of gaming, that sort of platformers.
Yeah, like we have a mutual friend who is Mega Man obsessed, so
Yes.
it's basically a love letter to him specifically.
Right, Shovel Knight is basically the best Mega Man game of the past how many years?
Oh, a long, unfortunate time.
But no, it's a phenomenal game. And then you can look up on YouTube sort of the secret hidden characters. But even if you're just a platformer fan, if you're a fan of maybe the Super Nintendo or even NES era platformers, it's just, I can't recommend it enough. It's just an absolute blast.
Yeah, no, and I really like the music. I bought the soundtrack from the guy. It's really good music.
Vote Shovel Knight for Smash Brothers.
Yeah, that'd be pretty rad.
That would be pretty awesome, actually.
Even though I don't think they're gonna do anything with that poll.
No, probably not.
It's just like, we're gonna give you the illusion of choice.
They'll add Minecraft.
Wait, what? Minecraft isn't even out on, like, there's no Wii U version. There's a mobile version. There's like a version you can play on your phone, but there's no Wii U version.
Sorry, it sounds like I'm bitter about Minecraft. That's not what I mean.
Why are you such a Minecraft hater?
I don't know. It's just, it's so easy to hate because so many people like it.
Do you even have you ever played Minecraft?
I've played Minecraft.
Okay.
I enjoyed it. I did not get anywhere nearly as into it as everyone else.
You're also not a 12-year-old.
That's true. It's weird. I mean, it's just in terms of things I don't understand, the Minecraft obsession is right up there.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. I occasionally dip into it into a particular set of mods, but I never stay for very long.
And I will say, if I was into it back in the middle school, high school era where I would routinely drop chunks and chunks of time into a gaming session, I'd probably be more into it.
Yeah, it is kind of fun for like people like me who are engineers or design adjacent to sort of dream up these projects and actually like put them through. So that is fun.
All right, so vote Minecraft guy for Smash Brothers.
I think his name is Steve.
Is it really?
Yeah, I think that's canon.
Oh, well.
Like official canon. Notch said so, and he's a billionaire, so.
Whatever you said, sure. Whatever you say.
Well, there was a lot of other news this week, like with the Valve paid mods appearing and then disappearing, and Konami doing some crazy stuff, but I don't really have anything to add to that unless you do.
No, I just think it's hilarious that we can't have an Elder Scrolls game anymore without a huge controversy about overpriced crap.
Yeah, that's weird.
I wonder how they're going to raise the stakes for the next one.
They're not going to release it. That's how they're going to raise the stakes. It's just going to be another MMO.
That's true. I guess it's already out. And
yeah.
What's more overpriced than a? Is it?
It's going free to. It's in the process of converting to free to play now.
All right, thank you. You read my mind.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think that's gonna do it for us this week. Relatively short episode relative to the other three. I mean, you don't have a big base to build off of there, but relatively short.
True. We're establishing precedent right now.
And I guess so. For Mike, I'm Chris. Thank you for joining us this week on the Games of Our Lives, and we will see you next time. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that subscribe button to see more videos. If you like the videos, please share them with your friends. If you got feedback for me, go ahead and leave it in the comments below. You could follow me on Twitter @fracktruck_games for the latest updates and notifications when new videos go up. And thus, dear viewer, I bid you adieu. Good night. All right. Well, I'll see you next time, buddy. Enjoy your nerd poker.
Have a good weekend. Oh, I will.
I will.
All right, man.
I told Jen not to call me.
I was like, look, just the phone's off. This is Mike time.
You don't actually have an actual phone, but you've taken your cell phone, dialed the operator, and just left it running so that nobody can call you.
Yeah, I'm just listening to at the dial tone. The time will be.